Obviously, want to start out by giving Coach Patino and his crew a lot of credit. Coming into the game, we knew that they were going to challenge us in a lot of defensive ways that we hadn't necessarily been challenged yet this year, with their spacing and their ability to shoot the ball from their 4 and their 5. And we felt like maybe going in, our advantage was going to be, physicality, but we just never could impose any sort of physicality in the game or on them, let them get comfortable. Shot the ball, obviously made 16 threes, and when you allow a good shooting team like that to establish a rhythm and start feeling good, that's when they can really start making some difficult ones, and to their credit, they made them. Felt like our guys hung in there pretty good, kind of tried to get ourselves back in the game, but just couldn't string enough stops together consistently, and that's what it was.
Questions for Trey? Trey, you fought through some struggles getting, I guess, adjusted to this level. Was there something that clicked immediately this afternoon, or has it just been kind of a process through the season?
It's definitely not been it's like the switch isn't crazy. This level, I wouldn't say that was a big switch for me. It was probably just a mental thing, being far from home and just finding a role, I guess I would say. But I forgot to just play basketball at the end of the day and let loose, and that's something that me and Coach Trey have really been working on. Coach Hodge has been helping me a lot too, so that was pretty much the whole thing, was just the mental part of basketball.
Obviously, you come in with the reputation as a shooter, but it seemed like other things clicked in today, rebounding. Coach Hodge has mentioned you worked really hard at defense. A little bit go on in playing in his system and what you talked about and just being more comfortable in playing the game?
Yeah, this is definitely probably one of the best picks for me out of University of North Dakota. I think I'm the best defensive player I've ever been in my life, and they've taught me how to really be a pro at the end of the day, and just evolving every aspect of my game. So I'm really grateful that I'm here. I'm really grateful for all the coaching staff I have. And then, the defensive part, the shooting aspect part, one day all my shots are going to fall, and then one day to be a very scary team in West Virginia. Until then, I just got to stay down, keep working, and control what I can control.
Obviously, the threes, the most notable part of your game, looking from the outside, seemed like you've worked really hard at driving it. Has that been something the coaches have been working with you on to get into the lane?
That's definitely part of the pro game I was talking about. They told me I'd just be a stronger player, defensively, just more physical. Usually when I go, I shoot some little flick shot back in the day, but now I just go through someone's chest and go get a layup. And that's something that my teammates have also helped me realize too, with Jasper and Bilo, the way they attack the ball, or attack the rim with the ball in their hands, and the way they play off 2 feet. It's really helped my game.
We'll circle back with Coach.
Thank you.
Coach, you mentioned physicality, playing with physicality. They look bigger up front. They've got some bigs that you have a hard time matching size with, especially when they're ranging. Is that physicality you're talking about just all the way across the floor in your perimeter defense?
Yeah, I didn't think we impacted the ball enough defensively. I thought we allowed the ball to go where it wanted to go when it wanted to go there. We weren't impactful enough on the ball. Again, I felt like we could have had an advantage interior, closer to the basket, but when we got it down there, we either didn't finish. And then, like I said, one of the biggest disappointments for me were we missed 33 shots, and we only had the box score says we had 7 offensive rebounds, but 2 of them were team, and then Trey had 2 at the very, very end. So really, you missed 33 shots, and you had 3 offensive rebounds. Bilo played 30 minutes. Harlan played 15 minutes. DJ played 19 minutes, had 1 offensive rebound. Chance played 11 minutes. Morse played 20 and had 0 apiece. And Chance had 1. So, if you're going to allow a team to be that comfortable on the offensive end of the floor, then you've got to make up for it in some areas, and we just weren't able enough. So that's where physicality isn't always necessarily like a height discrepancy or that. It's a mindset, and I thought our physicality on the ball wasn't good enough. I mean, this is the first game this year where we've allowed more assists than turnovers, and we didn't impact the ball enough. Now, they make 16 threes. Obviously, a lot of those were assisted baskets, but that's where we've just got to be a little bit better defensively, and we'll learn from this and grow and get better.
When you make 16, and I think that was tied for their second highest all-time in program history, how your view, if you're thinking roughly, were late closeouts, rotation problems, whatever, and how many are just, hey, they shot it over the defense and made it?
Yeah, I'd have to watch the film. It's certainly there were, just off feelings, which you can't always measure. I would say 5 felt like, man, those were really difficult shots. The other, 11 felt like they were pretty in rhythm, and we weren't able to, like I said, we weren't able to impact the ball enough, and the ball was able to find the open man on time, on target, in the shooting pocket, and they're good shooters. So when you allow good shooters to establish a comfort and see a couple go down, I mean, we've played against Trey Carroll when he was at Florida Atlantic. We were at North Texas. We played against him a lot. We knew what he was, and 24 is playing really well. And again, that's where I got to give them credit. They challenged themselves. They went and played a couple tough games early, and it didn't work out for them, and they figured some things out and really have a kind of completely different team than what started the season with.
And finally, it didn't feel like you had a bad night shooting, but again, some shots that you probably think you should make.
Mm-hmm.
Specific things that you work on to try to get through that? You work on finishing through contact? Is it people being just more comfortable playing with teammates? How do you address it?
Yeah, I think you just got to keep working. I mean, just keep working, keep improving, take ownership in it, can't run from it, can't hide from it, got to take accountability. And, these guys want to make shots. They don't always want to block out. They don't always want to defend at the level, but I'm a firm believer usually when people shoot it, they want it to go in the hole. So they just got to keep working. And bottom line is you put a lot of stress on your offense if you're going to give up 16 threes. And, if we're giving up 80 points, it's going to be hard for us to win games at that rate. That's the truth of the way we're constructed. And, we've been good defensively and got exposed a little bit today, and you got to learn from it, take it on the chin, and figure out a way to be better the next time you play a team that can space the floor at the level that they can.
Anything else for Coach? Thank you, everyone.
Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all.